Here's what's happening right now. Beautiful start to the week, low humidity and very comfortable temperatures, but we're going to change in a hurry as we head forward. Paula?
Farmington Hills neighborhood is cats, stray cats, and lots of them. But even the problem solving could be problematic, Karen.
Up first, breaking news. River Rouge police are asking for your help to find the mother of an abandoned baby. We are live with the story of where that child was found. First at 4.
Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. We start the story of a little girl found yesterday. Police say she was just an hour old when she was discovered in a River Rouge neighborhood. Local 4's Priya Mann just spoke with police. Priya, what can you tell us?
Well, Karen, I am live outside of the foster home where that child was left wrapped in a blanket. Just take a look. The child was discovered in the corner by a bush there, wrapped in a blanket. You mentioned the child was less than an hour old. The umbilical cord, placenta were still attached. Now, this happened at about 8 a.m. on Sunday. That's when the child was discovered near Alexander, on Alexander Street in River Rouge. We just spoke with police a short time ago talking about how that baby was discovered.
Neighbors and residents at the home heard what they thought was an animal, a cat, crying. They went out to investigate, didn't see anything at first, continued to hear the cries, went outside and checked the second time and discovered the child.
And that child was rushed to Oakwood Beaumont. We have a little bit of good news here. The child is recovering, has started to eat, but now River Rouge police are looking for the parents. They're asking anyone who may have known a woman who just given birth to please give them a call. And of course, this is a reminder that Michigan has safe haven laws where new parents can drop off a child up to 72 hours old at any emergency department, whether that's a police station or a fire station. So at this time, River Rouge police are looking for the parents, whoever dropped that child off in front of this adult foster home at around 8 a.m. Sunday morning. The search is on for this mom and whoever may know this family. Reporting live from River Rouge, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Priya. Shelby Township man Hal Byram will go on trial in the case of his wife's murder. It was last October that Macomb County Sheriff's deputies found 38-year-old Ebony Byram dead from a gunshot wound. Investigators believe her husband killed her and unsuccessfully tried to kill himself as well. New at 5, we'll have more from court, including the 911 call used as evidence in court. A search is underway for a local U.S. Army commander who has vanished after leaving his home. David Folsom is a commander with the Army National Guard. His wife says he suffers from PTSD and has been missing for 5 days now. She says her husband left their Waterford Township home Wednesday around 3:30 in the morning on foot, leaving his truck parked in the driveway. He hasn't been seen since. If you can help, call Waterford Police. We are enjoying a beautiful summer day in today's first forecast, but things will get a little less comfortable later this week. The heat will be on, Ben.
Yeah, Karen, it is still mid-July, and as the heat builds tomorrow, the first thing we got to talk about is the air quality alert that's been posted for much of southeast Michigan, especially in our metro zone. Full strength sunshine tomorrow and very light winds mean things are going to be stable. If you've got breathing problems, you want to limit the amount of activity that you are going to be doing outside tomorrow. Otherwise, today, pleasant conditions, upper 70s to around 80. Humidity not an issue. We have some cumulus clouds, but they're not threatening. We're looking at dry conditions to take us through the rest of tonight. In fact, a lot of those clouds will start to thin. Very pleasant conditions going from 80 to 72 by 10 o'clock. And we'll talk more about a heating up week coming up.
Well, feral cats can be a problem in many communities. Starting today, the wild or feral cats in one local town are going to be trapped, treated, and then released back where they were found. It's an alternative to destroying the animals, but it does come with some risks. Paula Tutman is live in Farmington Hills. And Paula, this is a complicated and a divisive issue at times.
It really is, Karen. When I spoke to the DNR today, they were saying that this is a problem throughout neighborhoods, throughout Michigan, and there are just no easy answers. Cindy Smith calls many of the feral or wild cats by name.
Elsie.
In the last 3 years, she says she's spent thousands of her own money trying to manage the cat population of Franklin Knowles subdivision in Farmington Hills.
In my backyard, I have another feral cat that I got her fixed, and she's had her shots, and she won't leave me.
Now your door's open.
I keep it open because I have a kitty condo in there and I have a litter box for them.
She says she believes she's doing a humane gesture for the animals. The feral cat problem in this community is big enough that last month, as an association, it was decided the cats would be collected, carted away, and destroyed. But after more neighbor outrage than agreement, a new plan was put in place. Starting tonight, the cats will be trapped by the Huron Valley Humane Society. They will be spayed or neutered, given a round of inoculations for diseases, convalesced, and then returned to this community as wild, feral, but sterile cats.
What happens if you get rid of all of the feral cats within a year or two? A new group comes back into the neighborhood. So I would prefer that we just get ours inoculated and fixed and stay in the neighborhood to keep the other feral cats out, because then it's going to be a continuous problem.
Cats are part of the environment. They're part of our natural ecosystem, and they keep down rodents. They control other things that are in the area.
Here's a catch-22. While neighbors believe they are managing this colony of cats to keep others from moving into the territory, wild cats also tip over trash cans, eat songbirds and squirrels, and impact the environment. According to the DNR, which will not take an official position on so-called TNR, or trap, neuter, release. Also, once the cats' inoculations expire, they are still in the neighborhood, possibly impacting actual pets with a variety of diseases, including feline leukemia virus, which is very contagious. But neighbors we spoke to say this strategy is still preferable. And those were just the neighbors we spoke to on camera. Off camera, I can tell you there are quite a few neighbors who are less than thrilled about a clouder of cats, stray cats, being dropped back into their neighborhood. The Homeowners Association, however, is paying $999 in donations to the Humane Society. They plan to do this over and over again until they can get as many cats as possible. But Karen, you said it, this is a very divisive, emotional, and polarizing issue.
Many different opinions on that one. All right. Thank you, Paula. Well, the weather forecast for D.C. this week, it's going to be in the 90s, and the heat will also remain on for two issues challenging the U.S. Senate and the White House. Kimberly Gill joins us with the latest on where things stand on health care and Russian influence on last year's election.
Yeah, Karen, hi, good afternoon to you. The Russia story keeps unfolding while the health care story is on temporary hold. Republican leaders last week unveiled their latest plan to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act and hope to have a vote taken this week. But all that has changed because of health issues for one key Republican senator. Senator John McCain of Arizona has surgery Friday to remove a blood clot above his left eye. He will remain in Arizona to recover for at least 1 week, maybe longer. Senate leaders have delayed a vote on health care until Senator McCain returns. His vote could be critical because right now 2 of the 52 GOP senators have said they would oppose the plan. So that means Republican leaders can't afford having any other Republicans vote against it. The Congressional Budget Office will report its analysis of the bill later this week. Those findings could sway some senators to support or oppose the plan. Meanwhile, the White House continues to face more revelations about a meeting last summer involving Donald Trump Jr. We learned last week the president's son met in June of 2016 with a Russian attorney to reportedly hear information that could incriminate Hillary Clinton. NBC News reported over the weekend the meeting also included a Russian-American lobbyist. In a Twitter post this morning, President Trump said most politicians would have gone to a meeting to learn about an opponent. He said that's politics. Officially, the White House is focusing on other issues, and this afternoon is launching a Made in America week to focus on products made in this country. But critics, as you know, there will always be critics. They're pointing to products sold by President Trump and his family members in the past that were manufactured overseas. Karen will continue to monitor it for you and bring you updates accordingly. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Kim. In good health today, it looks like a common weight loss shortcut might actually backfire, and a story that will make anyone who wears contacts think, ouch. Also ahead, a romantic night at Garth Brooks' concert takes a very surprising turn. It's a night thousands of people will remember, including Brooks' accountant. Up first, Florida sinkhole. Many of you have been following this story online. The new information this afternoon bringing some relief to neighbors around that dangerous hole.
Story coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
You drive around the state of Michigan and you notice it looks an awful lot like this in many areas, but we in Metro Detroit know that This can also be converted to a manufacturing facility, although that hasn't happened in large measure in the past generation. But the one they want to put here is twice the size of the Rouge.
All right, Rod, first at 4, we're on top of stories making headlines all across America this Monday. Let's start in Arizona, where search efforts have resumed for a missing man who vanished during a flash flood. 9 people died when heavy rains triggered the massive and surprising flood that ripped into a local swimming hole northeast of Phoenix. The water, filled with mud, logs, and rocks, hit an extended family of 14 people. Flash flood warnings remain in effect through this evening. Some homeowners near Tampa, Florida are still nervous tonight, but feeling more confident their houses may be spared. A sinkhole swallowed 2 homes in Lake Lakes, Florida over the past few days. 5 more homes have been evacuated. Residents were allowed to go home to get some belongings today. Officials say the sinkhole seems to have stopped spreading, which could mean the other homes will be okay. Let's talk good health. New research suggests replacing sugar with artificial sweeteners may not be a healthier choice. Researchers in Canada looked at studies following more than 400,000 people. They found artificial sweeteners were linked to long-term weight gain, obesity, and heart disease. Experts caution more research is needed to confirm the findings and determine how artificial sweeteners could be impacting our bodies as well as our behavior. A cautionary tale if you wear contact lenses. Doctors in England say they discovered a stunning 27 contact lenses in one woman's eye as they prepped her for cataract surgery. Take a look right there. Yeah, that's 17 of the lenses all clumped together. The 67-year-old patient had worn monthly contact lenses for 35 years, but she rarely visited the eye doctor. The woman said her eyes, well, they felt a lot more comfortable after the lost lenses were removed. Are you getting the heebie-jeebies?
How does that happen?
Well, I've lost a contact in my eye. You wear contacts, right?
I don't.
I've lost it before. Sometimes it kind of goes way back there and you're trying to get it and it's kind of uncomfortable. But I've never just left it there.
You've never put another one in on top of it, have you?
Done that. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Oh, it feels a lot better. Glad I got those 27 contacts out.
Man, well, it feels a lot better outside.
Yeah, it does. It was a really nice day.
It did, very
kind of perfect.
Yeah, if we could keep it like this, I think a lot of people would be happy, but it does look like summer is coming back here in the short term. But looking outside, some clouds, temperatures right at 80 degrees. Humidity has not been an issue. We will see that start to build as soon as tomorrow. Right now, the winds are calm. Pressure's a little bit on the high side, but higher pressure is going to be in control at least for the first half of the work week, and then things start to change as we get into the later parts of this week. Look at the heat, though, building out here to the west. 90s as close as Missouri and even up to parts of Minnesota. The Twin Cities at 91 right now. So we're sort of in the cool spot here in the Great Lakes, but that heat will start gradually moving in over the next few days. And we've had some cumulus clouds out there, but they're non-threatening. We're not anticipating anything in the form of rainfall today or really tomorrow. It looks like Wednesday will be our first shot. And with all the rain that we had last week, things definitely looking a little bit greener. This is one of our storm pins up from Carsonville in Sanilac County. Appreciate that shot. A lot of folks going to be enjoying the weather tonight. But as we get into tomorrow, you'll start noticing a change. First of all, we have that air quality alert that we told you about. Secondly, the humidity starts to build, but it looks like thunderstorms are going to hold off until we get into Wednesday. That's our first shot here in the afternoon. This front will eventually bring us another chance as we get into Thursday, but really those chances don't go away as we head into the upcoming weekend. So tonight we're looking at 63 degrees. Air is going to be calm, and it's going to be pretty good sleeping weather. In fact, especially outside of the metro zone, we're going to see some 50-degree temperatures for lows. But here closer to the city, we're looking at low 60s generally from Detroit out through most of our metro zone. Some 50s in parts of Lenawee County, a little bit milder out here towards Monroe with a low 60s showing up for lows. A lot of 50s in our west zone for overnight lows, including Ann Arbor, Fenton, Howell. You'll all be in the 50s for lows tomorrow morning. And our north zone, one of the cool spots too. Down here at M59 will be right around 60 degrees, but most locations will be seeing lows in the mid to upper 50s there tomorrow. Temperatures warming up as humidity starts increasing too. Look at these 80s, even upper 80s. Wednesday and Thursday, you start factoring in the higher humidity. We'll start getting heat index readings at least in the low 90s. The good news is it's not going to feel quite as ridiculous as some of those humidity levels last week. But look at how far those thunderstorm chances go all the way into Sunday of this coming weekend. Karen?
All right, thank you, Ben. Still ahead, a Twitter war between Delta Airlines and one of the country's best-known conservatives, why the airline says she went too far. Up first, runaway boat. We're hearing from the officer who was able to jump into this dangerous situation, and the boat's operator is in serious trouble today. But first, as we go to break, here is a look at how the markets have closed for your Monday. A lot of people have been talking about this video of that runaway boat. It is a scary story from near Fort Wayne, Indiana. Investigators say a young woman was driving the boat at a high speed when she made a sharp turn. Everyone on board was thrown off, leaving the boat spinning all over the place. The conservation officer was able to jump from a jet ski into that boat. Here's what was going through his mind.
Don't miss. Don't jump wrong, don't miss, and don't get anybody hurt. It's one of those situations where you improvise, adapt, and try to overcome.
Good job, Jake Carlisle. 4 people thrown from the boat are seriously injured. One lost actually part of an arm. The 20-year-old woman who was driving has been charged with boating while intoxicated, causing injury, among other charges. In today's trending stories, it is a Twitter battle between Delta Airlines and conservative author Ann Coulter. People have been clicking on this one all day long at clickondetroit.com. Coulter was bumped from her prepaid seat on a Delta flight with extra room to a cramped seat. Well, she unleashed a storm of tweets, including this one. She wrote, "At Delta Employee Questionnaire. What is your ideal job? Prison guard, animal handler, Stotzy policeman, all of the above? Hired." She also insulted other passengers. Delta fought back, tweeting in part, quote, "Your insults about our other customers and employees are unacceptable and unnecessary." Delta also offered to refund the $30 she paid for the better seat. Coulter's still not happy, saying she spent $10,000 worth of her time trying to get that best seat. You're not going to say anything, are you, Ben?
Nope.
A little dramatic. Garth Brooks, a hot topic today because of something he did at a recent concert. It was very romantic, that's for sure. One romantic guy in the audience proposed to his girlfriend at the show during the song Unanswered Prayers. Well, she said yes, answering his prayer. Well, once Garth heard what was happening, he made this offer.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you pick Hawaii, Miss Sherwood and I will pay for it, okay?
Yes, if you heard him right, he said if you pick Hawaii, me and Trisha Yearwood will pay for it, his wife. Garth later checked with his wife about that expense. Apparently, she did agree. That's definitely quite a story to tell the kids about how you got engaged.
If you pick Hawaii?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you pick Hawaii?
I don't know why you wouldn't. It's a pretty nice place, and Garth is picking up the tab. Still ahead, people in Florida, well, they love their chili. People in Kansas City, apparently they're really interested in banana bread, so we are tracking the most popular recipes by state. So start thinking now. What is the most searched recipe in Michigan? I think you're going to be surprised. We'll have the answer coming up next.
In Detroit, everyone knows someone in the auto business. And scoring a deal on a new ride is much easier if you have a family member who can pass on a discount code.
People are getting their CID numbers used without their permission.
It happened to this 88-year-old woman, a proud retiree who had no idea her salesman was cashing in using her code.
You people are using my mother's CID number without her permission to purchase cars to people we don't even know.
Now Help Me Hank investigates.
That's the part that really blows my mind because she's being taxed on that. You and me both.
Our special report tonight at 11.